hearing information for you tomorrow. Storm Team 4 now. A snowstorm that dumped more than a foot on parts of the Midwest. Oh, it's now given a hard time to the East Coast. Schools are closed, flights canceled, even Congress changing its schedule.
We don't have that much to deal with around here.
Doesn't take much for Congress to change its schedule, though.
It doesn't take much for D.C. to shut down.
Brian Goddard's here with the Storm Team forecast. Things improving for us today.
It sure is. It's stay cloudy today. I have an aunt that lives in D.C. An inch of snow cripples that city. For us, we're just fine, even with half a foot of snow across most of southeastern Wisconsin yesterday. This is how it shaped up. North of Milwaukee, lesser amounts, as we thought. 1 to 2 inches from Mequon to West Bend to Fond du Lac and Sheboygan. And I'm telling you, folks in Sheboygan County are just fine with picking up hardly any snow after all the snow last week. Unfortunately, those of you in Kenosha, Racine, and Walworth counties after all the snow last week got another 6 to almost 8 inches of snow. Milwaukee officially 4.3. The winner was Lake Geneva at 7.7, if you want to call it being a winner. Cloudy conditions. That sun tried to peek through today, but it is getting stronger because the temps were right around that freezing mark and still melted a lot of snow. I didn't even bother shoveling the Skywalker driveway today. I let Mother Nature take care of the 1 inch or 1.5 inches of snow up in the Grafton-Cedarburg area. Waukesha is currently 32 degrees. It has been cloudy throughout the day. They're still seeing some flurries up around Green Bay and the Door Peninsula, but you notice the clearing back off to the west. That will be here overnight tonight. You will wake up to sunshine tomorrow, and it will be sunny for the next couple of days with a gradual warming trend. Right now, 33 in Milwaukee, 34 Kenosha, and 31 in Watertown. The winds mainly between 5 and 15 miles per hour, so wind chills about 5 degrees cooler than the actual temp. Mostly cloudy by 7 o'clock and 29, partly cloudy by 10 and 26, and sunny when you wake up in the morning, and 21 degrees. Inland areas, though, could be close to around 10 with wind chills in the single digits. The sun's going to feel very nice the next couple of days. We'll show you that warming trend in just a few.
All right. Thank you, Brian. Traffic moving now on Blue Mountain Road in Brookfield, but that was not the case early this morning. All eastbound lanes at Calhoun Road shut down for almost 4 hours. A car was rolled over under a semi. The car's driver was taken to the hospital. His injuries are not known. The semi driver was okay. A Germantown man caught hoarding chickens will get 2 years probation. Jack Kruger was sentenced today on animal cruelty charges. He was arrested back in August after police found hundreds of dead chickens at his house.
Milwaukee County Sheriff David Clark has written an apology to a U.S. Senator, but it's not what you might think. He's actually apologizing for Milwaukee Police Chief Edward Flynn. That letter written to Lindsey Graham of South Carolina. You might remember Flynn and Graham had a heated debate on Capitol Hill over the need for universal background checks for gun sales. Chief Flynn tells the Journal Sentinel he is not taking the bait and will not get into a feud with Clark.
And with more information on this story this afternoon,
we're going to go to Charles Benson in the newsroom. Charles.
Thanks, Courtney and Steve. Sheriff Clark said the chief's actions on Capitol Hill were embarrassing and rude. Tonight, the sharp response from the police chief about Sheriff David Clark and his comments. That's all coming up on Live at 5.
All right, thank you, Charles. A suspect behind bars for reportedly sending a threatening email to Sheriff Clark. According to Clark, the message said, "I wish somebody would shoot you," and had other profane and racist comments. The suspect was convicted of making a phone threat in the past.
3 people are in custody after shots were fired near the UW-Madison campus. Police were called to the Eagle Heights area, which is the university housing section just west of campus. Nobody was hurt. A big day once again for the Dow. We will look at what is driving the record numbers.
And weather creating headaches for drivers all across the country, including school bus drivers. Stay with us.
Even a high-efficiency dishwasher can't remove spots from your glasses if you have hard water, but a Culligan high-efficiency water softener can. For this special offer, call and say, "Hey, Culligan man."
My customers love the variety at Speedway. Like our ready-to-go pizza by the slice, you won't find that at most places.
It's all here at Speedway, from fresh from the grill favorites to our delicious pizza by the slice.
I love the fact that customers can come into my Speedway any time of the day, and we've got great food choices.
We're so sure you'll love our fresh from the oven pizza by the slice. If you buy 2, you get a slice for free. That's 3 slices for $2.22.
At Speedway, we're always committed to great value. You've got my word on it.
The convenience stores of Speedway.
The secret behind Culver's North Atlantic cod begins at sea.
The cod we supply Culver's comes from the North Atlantic. It grows slowly. It has firm texture and wonderful white flake.
I think we have the best fish sandwich in the business.
Hand cut for Culver's. They are the filet mignon of the cod.
They're not made ahead of time. It's done to order.
Well, look at that nice thin batter. That's the fish flavor come through.
We even make our tartar sauce from a 40-year-old family recipe.
There's no better cod in America.
Welcome to Delicious.
Hold on to me as we go.
It's time to pursue our dreams, to chase what we believe in. It's time to work, to give it our very all and not give up. American Family Insurance believes your dreams deserve the best protection. That's why we're committed to being there for you every step of the way.
I'm gonna make this place your home.
Friday, it's the premiere of Fashion Star. Creating beauty can get ugly.
I hate her outfit. It's like a clown.
And in this business, you reap what you sow.
You think my dress is ugly? Tell me to my face.
And then it's the return of Grimm.
What happens if I let you in?
Oh, no. Your girlfriend and your boss?
Grimm returns, following the premiere of Fashion Star, starting Friday at 8, 7 Central here on NBC.
For your money this afternoon, again, these are the days you want to be checking your 401k. The Dow flirted with 14,300, but settled for 14,296, up 42 points on the day, another record. The Nasdaq down a tick, S&P 500 up a tick. More money headlines for you now, as you just saw another record day on Wall Street.
And the Dow reached a new high, and more analysts are getting behind the theory this will be happening a lot over the coming months. Chris Clackham explains.
Yes, it closed up only 42 points, but it's still a record high for the Dow, and there's no shortage of opinion where it goes from here. Although more and more analysts are thinking up.
I think we still have more tailwinds than we have headwinds, and I think there's more room to go here.
Tailwinds like the report, U.S. factories ordered more machinery and other goods in January, sending a signal of confidence in the economy. Or the private report that showed companies did more hiring than was estimated for February, which bodes well for the government's unemployment report that comes out Friday. And for those who predict even better times ahead.
We think this is a bull market that's not only sort of 4 years old, but will continue for another 3 or 4 years.
I think it does keep going. If history is proven out here, when we make these new highs, we've done it 14 times before. If you go back to 1896, you have a little consolidation, but a year later, you're up about 8% on average.
Others say a dip in the stock market is inevitable and overdue, but when and for how long remains debatable. Chris Clackham, NBC News.
Well, some more good news. Employers added 198,000 jobs last month. That, according to a survey by payroll processor ADP. The figures suggest higher taxes and looming government spending cuts have not slowed down hiring. Also, the government's February jobs report, expected to be released Friday, may come in better than economists forecasted.
Cheap financing means Americans are taking out bigger car loans and stretching them out to record lengths. The average new car loan in the fourth quarter of last year was just under $26,700. The terms for those loans stretched out over an average of 65 months. That's 1 month longer than the previous record set in the third quarter of last year.
Philips says it will debut a $10 LED light bulb by the end of the year. It replaces the 60-watt incandescent light bulb, which is the most commonly used. Some energy-saving LEDs can cost as much as $60, but prices are dropping in that area.
And take a look at this. A crane was lifting a new support structure that holds up high-voltage power lines. While the structure was being hoisted, it caught on one of the lines, causing that crane to buckle and fall into the water there. Luckily, nobody was injured.
A school bus had a tough go in snowy weather this morning. That bus slid off the road, crashed into an apartment building. This was in Tinley Park, a suburb of Chicago. No injuries reported. Fortunately, no children were on that bus. Most of the Chicago area saw heavy snowfall with this latest blast of winter.
24 weather time now. We'll take a live look through our camera out at Mitchell International Airport.
Clearer today.
Not bad. Good day to fly somewhere warm. Get a check on our forecast now. And Brian, what do you think of LED light bulbs? This is all we have in here right now are the LEDs. Most of them are, at least.
Need shades. They're cooler. It's not quite it's not an oven in here like it used to be years ago. That's the good news, but it's bright. Take a look at what's going on with the weather. There was one very upset 7-year-old this morning on her way to school because she thought we were getting more snow in the Grafton area. I said, no, we're supposed to stay to the south. She was like, that's not fair. I have to disagree. I love snow, but I'm about done. She has enough snow forts and tunnels in the yards for now until they melt over the weekend. There's that storm system off to the east from New York City to D.C., and even seeing a little bit of rain out on the outer banks of North Carolina at this hour. High pressure moving in for us. That'll be our weather maker for the next couple of days, and we're going to scour out these clouds and bring in some great looking weather for the next couple of days. Lake Geneva 7.7, Franksville at 7 inches, also Palmyra. That heavier snow stayed just to the south. I thought we'd see an isolated 8. We got close, but not quite. Racine Airport at 6.5, also Burlington, Caledonia at 6, and Muskego just below the 6-inch amount in Waukesha. West Allis just over 5 inches, Pewaukee at 5, and officially at the airport here in Milwaukee 4.3. We had 4.6 inches of snow a year ago yesterday, or a year ago today I should say, no, a year ago yesterday, excuse me, and then it became nice and warm. We've been talking about this during the 3 o'clock. A year ago today it was 63 degrees, and it started a beautiful stretch of almost 3 weeks of well above normal weather. I don't see that happening this March. Brown Deer had 2.5 inches of snow, and most of the region north of Milwaukee and Waukesha had about 1 to 2 inches of snow. For tomorrow, sunshine in full force thanks in part to high pressure. The wind also becomes calm throughout the afternoon, so combine the lack of a breeze and the nice March sunshine. It is going to feel nice, even though temps will be near the freezing mark. Warmer air off to the west, and that will slowly move in here for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And with the next approaching storm system coming out of the southwest, this one will not be snow. This will mainly be rain. Could see a little bit of sleet and snow mixing in Saturday morning. Not really expecting any accumulation, but then it becomes rain throughout the day on Saturday, even Saturday night into Sunday as we stay above the freezing mark as that warmer air comes surging in here. The snowy conditions will be back out into the Dakotas. Still cloudy though in Port Washington. The temperature at 32 degrees, a light northwesterly breeze. It's 33 in Milwaukee, down to Kenosha, 31 in Watertown, Beaver Dam, and Fond du Lac, right at freezing. Wind chills are running about 5 to 7 degrees cooler than the actual temp with that little bit of a northerly breeze. For tonight, light northwesterly winds will stay right around 20 degrees at the lakefront, teens and almost single digits inland, and wind chills will be in the single digits west of Waukesha. For tomorrow, as I mentioned, beautiful sun, a light northeasterly breeze becoming calm in the afternoon. We'll get at or slightly above freezing close to the lakefront, and we're going to be melting some serious snow tomorrow with that intense sunshine. You'll need your sunglasses for tomorrow and for Friday. And then Saturday, here comes the next storm system, and it will start off mainly with some sleet and snow in the morning, but quickly change over to rain throughout the day on Saturday, Saturday night into Sunday. We've had a nice stretch of quiet weekends. That's about to change. If you had outdoor plans, it looks to be wet. Gradual clearing overnight tonight, 21 along the lakefront, 11 inland with a light northwesterly wind, 33 tomorrow. Comfortable with that sunshine and a light breeze. Your 7-day forecast, almost 40 on Friday, 42 on Saturday, 43 on Sunday. It looks to be rainy, and then some light snow mixing in on Monday, and highs back closer to normal in the upper 30s. Back to you guys. Oh, don't forget, we spring forward this weekend.
Yes, we do. Saturday night.
Yes, we do. We lose an hour of sleep.
That'll make life a lot more pleasant, won't it? Okay, for the latest on your weather conditions, road conditions, and breaking news, you're going to want the TMJ4 app. Get that at tmj4.com/app.
It is time now for Ask the Expert. A study by the New England Journal of Medicine found that nearly 30% of heart attacks, strokes, and deaths from heart disease could be prevented in high-risk people if they follow a Mediterranean diet.
Joining us live this afternoon, our registered dietitian, Lori Meyer. All right, Lori, tell us about, first of all, how the study was conducted.
Okay, this was a study that was done in Spain, but it seems like it most likely is going to extrapolate to the rest of the world as well. But it was done for almost 5 years. In fact, they stopped it early because they found the results so promising. They didn't want to prevent the people from not following the Mediterranean diet from getting the benefits. But it was about 7,500 people almost, and they took these people. They already had risk factors for heart disease, but none of them had heart disease. Diabetes, high blood pressure, overweight. They divided into 3 groups. The first group followed a Mediterranean diet, but added olive oil to it, and in fact added 4 tablespoons of olive oil a day. Second group followed Mediterranean diet. They added at least an ounce of nuts a day, primarily walnuts and almonds. And then the third group, they considered their control group, and the third group was actually the low-fat diet group, where they did not necessarily have to add olive oil or nuts, but because they're in Spain, they probably were eating some of it as well.
Sure.
The results were quite interesting. They found that both Mediterranean diet groups suffered fewer heart attacks, strokes or deaths, which is truly the ultimate way you want to run a study. You know, they didn't have the incidence, and in fact it was 30% fewer deaths or heart attacks or strokes than the control diet, the low-fat diet.
So give us an outline of the Mediterranean diet.
Well, in Mediterranean diet, it's a diet that, it's the Mediterranean area. There's no one particular diet, but for this particular diet, it's really emphasizing fresh fruits and vegetables, more seafood, nuts and seeds. And so for this particular diet, and we saw the graphic was up just earlier, they either had to follow 4 tablespoons of olive oil a day or at least 1 ounce of nuts. And then in addition to that, at least 3 servings of fruit, 2 vegetables, fish at least 3 times a week, a fatty fish. So you're talking about salmon, tuna, halibut, the fattier types of fish, and at least legumes 3 times a week, and then a glass of red wine once a day.
And this is all good for you fats.
These are all really
safe.
good for your fats. And see, that's the trick. So many people are afraid of fat. Bad fat is bad fat, and that's going to damage you. But these are all really healthy fats. They're omega-3 fats, they're monounsaturated fats. They've been shown to help lower not only lipids, but triglyceride levels, blood viscosity, and they're going to help with weight loss as well. So eating fat can actually be good for you if you eat the healthy fats, the right kind of fat.
So if we're not at risk, what do we take from this study? Should we be following some of this diet?
I think we should be following some of this diet. If we're not at risk, if we are at risk, I think everybody is going to benefit if you switch over and use more olive oil, have some nuts and seeds. If you're going to snack on some fruits, snack on nuts, get fish at least 3 times a week, try to get some legumes in the diet, and don't be afraid of a glass of red wine if you tolerate wine. If you're not a drinker, don't start, but if you tolerate it, it's nothing wrong with it.
And they eat real food over there.
They eat real
don't
food.
eat
And
the
you know what?
processed
I think
junk.
that's the main thing, is that they're not eating a lot of fast foods, they're not eating processed foods. We don't really know what those foods are going to do to us long term. I mean, we're finding out because we've been doing them now for quite some time, but it's all that sugar and processing that's stripping nutrients that probably is causing problems.
All right, Lori, thanks.
Got a question for our experts? You want to email them, asktheexpert@today'stmj4.com. You can also leave a voicemail, the number to call